Do you like knowledge? Well, welcome to Rimworld, where I bet you on your first ever playthrough you played as specific as possible, only worrying about survival and such. You tried to get your food by planting and hunting, but over hundreds of times you now realize you get your food by stocking up on tribal raiders. Nowadays you maximize profits by harvesting and selling organs and drugs. So that was a fact about you, but you want to know more Rimworld facts, and I have composed a list from the tip to the void of an iceberg. Rimworld hasn't got a lot of information lore-wise, as opposed to maybe Undertale with a preset lore and hidden secrets, but I did find a lot of theories and interesting things. Backstories in Rimworld can be weird. There are hundreds of them. Some backstories are tied to certain characters who have unique backstories that can only occur under that name. Certain backstories can only be tied to a certain faction. One thing I didn't know though is that backstories are tied to their body weight or body size, so for example an imperial priest can only be found with bodies that are average size. So one weird backstory that I have here is the music idol. There were some useful features back in alpha when Rimworld was in its beginnings. For example, the world map you used to generate in had a heat map, an elevation map, very complex things. We're not sure why this got removed, but we hope to see it back in the future updates. In the early part of Rimworld you could actually beat up prisoners if you wanted to. This has been removed since it served no real purpose, but it was very fun to do. Every single war crime currently in the world can be committed in Rimworld. Organ harvesting, taking hostages, and torture are some of the things you can commit. There is a mod called War Crimes Expanded 2, which brings more torture methods, mutations to limbs, and dangerous implants. Mods, you've heard of them. Mods in this game has probably made it as big as it got. Mods in Rimworld can be arranged from useful quality of life mods to growing humans. A cults mod which really brings you into the dark zone. Overall, mods do degrade the performance of the game, but in the end, it's also really satisfying. Tynan Sylvester has coded it so that if animals have access to alcohol, wow, they will really go for that. They will end up drinking until they're drunk and blackouted. It's Rimworld really has it all, huh, Tynan? The first ever comments on the first ever war crime in Rimworld was when Tynan had planned on you being able to butcher humans, anything you wanted. Another thing that is very unknown is that Tynan actually had a system where you would have to pressurize rooms with oxygen in, for example, similar to Oxygen Not Included. It'd be a lot like Save the Ship 2, I guess, in space. On the official Rimworld wiki, it is stated that YouTubers might be the reason people buy Rimworld and commit war crimes in it. I just think this is very hilarious that Tynan watches Rimworld content as he is found in many videos. A recent post over on Reddit has revealed that a new world on the seed Kindness has been created, where a road passes over the ocean. Is this just a bug, or is this an extremely rare occurrence? Either way, this is super weird. You can't land on the road, but it's pretty cool, I guess. If you have nothing to do with tainted clothes, remember that bloodlust, cannibal, and psychopaths don't get the mood debuff from wearing these clothes, so go ahead and wear these tainted clothes. Rimworld Hardcore SK is a Rimworld mod pack created in 2015 by a few Russian guys. It is probably the hardest and most realistic Rimworld mod pack there is. Not only does it break down the game's systems so much, like you have to smelt raw steel into normal steel, and wooden logs have to become planks and all of that. You also have to use seeds and toilets to plant and such. The Rimworld lore begins at the year 5500, about 2500 years from now on. Humanity at this point has drastically expanded across the galaxy at a radius of over 1200 light years, crashing into multiple planets. Humans created AI machines to be sent out to terraform planets, planting crops, placing water, all sorts of stuff. so that humans can later arrive on those planets safely and expand forever, destroying the planets they leave behind. AI machines became the mechanoids, but I think there's another theory for those. The planets near the center of the galaxy thrive since they are close to one another. Planets can easily share technology and other sources of information. However, far from the center of the galaxy lies planets that were on the rim. They are cold and far away from other solar systems. They are the name of the game. We call these the Rimworlds. When the people from this galaxy were arriving on the planets, they were given an article about the historian's vast technology to help you out on the new world. The players get to choose one of the 3 fates of the world, which are now the different storytellers you know about: Randy Random, Phoebe Chillax, Cassandra Classic. The ship launch in Rimworld is intended to end the game you started. A great way to end a colony. But what happens next? You will crash land with nothing on the next planet to start over again, essentially resetting it. But with the new 1.3 DLC, the new Arconexus difficulty ascends you, which creates a more satisfying ending if I have to say so. When you arrive at the Arconexus, there are hundreds of anima trees. Are they connected to the Arconexus structures? Are they somehow connected with the buildings? Why can tribesmen then meditate at the anima tree while high technology like the Imperials cannot? It's a big theory here, but so far, nothing. Many plants and animals have been modified. For example, the boom rat was originally supposed to be a weapon, but since then it has spread over the whole universe. There are also mentions of boom fruit, whip cactus, and rocket trees, which are not in the game yet. Maybe we'll see them in the DLCs in the future. There are many types of worlds in the Rimworlds. For example, the herb world is a world with high density cities which are very technologized. These worlds are the presumed ones that can build and deploy mechanoids. A great theory from Decoherent is that the mechanoid presence is the cause of an ancient glitter world trying to conquer a nearby system. Some pawn descriptions, mainly Lancers, speak of the mechanoid war, which kinda fits in what I'm trying to say. We know that glitter worlds can create very advanced machines, so it's logical that the highly civilized society would send mechanoids to their death rather than humans. Eating without a table. The worst war crime in Rimworld's history. Not only has Tynan himself said so, it is memed across the whole community. Harvesting organs? No. Eating without a table. There are many cultures in the world that eat on the floor, but the negative 3 debuff is way too much. Way too much. I just can't live without a table. If you have more to add to the story that I didn't bring up, then please suggest.